Sunday at the Masters began at sunup. The leaders returning to their positions last left at sundown. Vijay Singh had slept on a 3-shot lead. Right away, David Duval challenged the morning chill with a birdie attempt at 15. Singh was in danger of surrendering a stroke at 17 until he coaxed home a saving par. Duval had a chance to inch closer, but his birdie clipped the hole. Morning at Augusta maintained a 3-shot lead for Singh, who was fully aware of one Saturday charge. He can see that Tiger Woods has taken strides to challenge in the final round of the Masters.
And we are live at the 6th hole. David Duval ties the lead as we come on the air with a birdie at the 6th. David Duval to 6 under. And what a putting show it has been through 6 holes for Duval. Making a pair of putts from 8 feet out on the first 2 holes. One for par at the first, birdie at the second. And this one here at 6. And Vijay now finds himself matched at 6 under. He started this final round 3 in front. But a 3-putt bogey at the 3rd hole for Singh dropped him back 1. And Duval, 2 under on the round, has reached that top level. Now for the lead back alone. How about that? Back to even for the day. After a shaky start for Singh, that's his first birdie. There's another hot player out there, not only Duval, but how about Tiger? This just a few moments ago, birdie at the 7th, his 3rd birdie of the day against 1 bogey over at 6. What a leaderboard we have. Singh was caught momentarily. He's ahead by 1 over Duval, then Roberts, and Woods and Els at 3 under, Phil Mickelson at -2 in the final round of the Masters.
It was 65 years ago, but I remember it as though it were yesterday. I came to Augusta in 1935, only the 2nd year of the Masters. I saw Gene Saracen's double eagle. What a thrill. In 1942, I played the best golf of my life, beating Ben Hogan by 1 stroke in an 18-hole playoff. I knew from the very beginning that this was going to be a special tournament.
And a special place. It brings out the best in you. Like back in 1949, when I rolled in 8 birdies in the final round to win. I won the Masters 3 times, and each time the feeling you get
is like no other feeling in the world. To know you've beaten the best, to know you're a part of tradition. In 1960, I needed 2 birdies on the final 2 holes to win.
Birdie try, up and up and up and up and in!
Arnold Palmer is the Masters champion of 1952.
My days at Augusta are some of the most memorable days of my life.
Be on the course feels the same today as it did when I first came here in 1959. 25 years ago, I stood on the 16th green. I was about 40 feet from the hole, and I knew what I had to do.
Up the hill.
Whether it was my first win in '63 or my unforgettable back 9 charge in '86, there's a magic to Augusta
That you can feel just by being on the grounds.
Many have played here,
but their feelings can be expressed in a single voice.
It's an honor.
it is an honor.
It is truly an honor to
be a part of the Masters history.
CBS Sports proudly presents The Masters.
What history will be made today? What legend will be born? After a day of rain and high winds, Augusta sparkles again. A Sunday bathed in sunshine at a place that was the vision and masterpiece of Bobby Jones. He co-designed the course with the esteemed Scottish architect Dr. Alistair Mackenzie, who never lived to see his sculpted brilliance, dying a year before the course opened. It's a national treasure, a worldwide wonder, and straight ahead, the most famous 9-hole stretch of golf, the famed Back Nine Sunday at Augusta. We're over at the 8th. Tiger lost his tee shot right, but still going for the green on this par 5 and 2. And every time we see that posed follow through, it seems as though he pulls off some kind of miraculous shot right in front of the green at 8. And he'll have yet another chance to pick up birdie. Singh by 1. He's won a major. That was 2 years ago outside Seattle, Sahali, the PGA Championship. And this morning he made 4 pars in the early hours, went back home, played with his son Cass, seemed very poised and relaxed. Dennis Paulson, a Masters rookie, at 1 under. He was the first round leader before fading, but he has rebounded. He's back in it. And Fred Couples is 1 under for the day. Greg Norman even for this final round at +2. The winds are diminishing here, but what a day we have in store for you. And hello, friends. Jim Nantz, welcome to CBS Sports coverage of the Masters for the 45th consecutive year, a tradition unlike any other. Sunday at the Masters with golf's young brigade, Woods, Duvall, Els, and Mickelson battling a proven veteran, Vijay Singh, all chasing the coveted green jacket, which will be slipped on the shoulders of the champion right here in Butler Cabin about 3 hours from now. My colleagues scattered around the back 9 here at Augusta National. Peter Costas at 10, Bobby Clampett down at Amen Corner. Of course, our spokesman, Ken Venturi, is down at 13. He'll join me later at 18. Bill McAtee over at 14. David Faraday at 15. Vern Lundquist at the par 3 16th. Peter Osterhaus will have the 17th hole. And Dick Imberg will be along here in Butler Cabin shortly for interviews and commentary. We're back out to the play live at the 7th.
David Duval. Perfect position. Short iron up the hill. Oh, that comes off the fringe. It could have trickled down there. Flagstick placed in the back left today. You don't want to miss it left. It'll disappear down into the swale and off the left edge. To the 8th quickly.
And a pin placement unusual on the last day. Last time it was used in 1996, the Greg Norman Nick Faldo battle, usually way back left behind the ridge. Very easy chip for Tiger. 9 yards of green to work with, slightly uphill. And it'll take his time. You can see this green was redesigned mounds left and right. If you get in the right position, chipping up the length of the green shouldn't be too difficult. Keep coming. Tiger starting so well today, back to 7.
And Vijay. Ooh. Well, he had to have caught that one pretty thick to leave it in that front bunker. And from way down in that bunker, if it's come down into the bottom of it, he will hardly be able to see the top of the flag. So that's an unforced error. But Duval has no picnic from over the back edge to the 8th.
Playing with Tiger Woods today, Davis Love, who also had a superb 68 before the very strong winds picked up during yesterday's 3rd round. A lot of talk about how does Davis play when he's paired with Tiger. They were paired together in the last round of the Bay Hill tournament just a couple of weeks ago. Davis had a 63 in the third round, but didn't sound confident playing with Tiger in the last round, and he didn't play well towards the end. Beaten handily in the match play at Carlsbad, lost in the Grand Slam tournament last year. And Davis started today with a bogey, then a string of pars, and at last a birdie. But Tiger, the one who's made the move, as many might have expected, both Davis and Tiger getting a very good break with the weather yesterday. It was breezy early in the day, but very strong winds later in the day, and cold. Back to the 7th.
Vijay, a little bit on the upslope. Oh, what a magnificent shot, but just the wrong side of the hole. And that'll be a real nerve jangler down the hill to the 8th.
Tiger for the birdie. Beautiful. Bogeyed the 6th. A scrappy bogey there at the par 3. Then the beautifully played approach at the short par 4 7th. And then that remarkable recovery with a fairway metalwood around the trees. Beautiful chip and a putt. Tiger 4 under. And back to the 7th again. Tiger 4 under.
And Duval perhaps a little unlucky to hang up here on the fringe. This will be extremely quick. And David Duval, his best finish, tied for 2nd in 1998 in the Masters. Major Championships, tied for 7th in 98 and 99. US Open, British Open tied 11th, and the PGA Championship, his best, tied for 10th in 1999. Has radically changed his shape since I first went to the tour school with him in 1993. Slimmed down and muscled up. And you get the sensation that perhaps he's getting used to this now. I know players that lose a lot of weight find it difficult sometimes, but if this is the survival of the fittest, well, he's the one that's going to win, that's for sure. Hangs it out to the left. Well, that's a good leave there, coming back up the hill, but having to start it out on the fringe, always so much more difficult to get it on line. Gary Player Black, back at the 8th.
The 8th hole, the par 5, 550 yards uphill all the way. Tiger able to get just in front of the green in 2, despite cutting his drive to the right. Lauren, certainly one of the shorter hitters in the final few pairings here at Augusta National. But of course he has a lovely touch with the wedge and a beautiful touch with the putter, so you can see how far short he is from the green. Nothing like as close to Tiger, and Tiger was rather rough in the trees. Back to number 7.
And our final group, and you can see just how far that one dribbled off down the hill. Probably the thick end of 4 feet. This for par to remain 1 behind Vijay Singh, who has a tickly one in the opposite direction. Nicely done. Any 2-putt's a good 2-putt from behind this hole. With the possible exception of this one. Real difficulty here. It has to be struck with some kind of authority. But if you do happen to miss it, it could go 8 or 9 feet by. And Vijay's best finishes in the Masters, 17th in this tournament, 97. Tied for 3rd at the US Open. 6th at the British Open, 95. And of course, won the PGA Championship at Sahalee back in 1998. Dave Rennick, his caddy, in search of his 4th major championship, won with Vijay, Steve Elkington, PGA Championships, and Ola Thabel right here from the Kingdom of Fife. Kenny's taking a long time over this.
He is not really sure. This is a delicate little putt. Big save there, David.
Yes, it was. That means a lot. One in front to the 9th.
This was earlier. Tiger.
Great try, Tiger. Absolutely pounded.
He moved into position yesterday after stumbling the first 2 days. He charged in the 3rd round with 68, and he continues to sizzle. He's 3 under on his first 9 and in 3rd position, 3 behind Vijay Singh. Thursday morning, 8 o'clock, the tournament got underway as Masters Tournament Chairman Hootie Johnson made the introductions.
I would like to ask you to join me in a few moments of silence in memory of one of golf's greatest, Gene Sarazen. Thank you very much.
And then it was time for Byron Nelson, golf's ultimate gentleman, to hit the first shot at a major championship in the new century at age 88. Right behind him, Sam Snead, as limber as ever. And they both ripped it right down the middle.
CBS Sports proudly presents The Masters.
We're back at the 9th with Tiger Woods paired with Davis Love. That seductive front flagstick position today. You have to be so careful. Anything short can roll back almost to the crosswalk.
Stay there.
And there's a man who knows his yardage. Hole high and another excellent look at birdie to 8.
Ernie Els from behind the hole. A ticklish putt, but looking very confident. Ernie's first birdie reeled off 7 pars, going along steadily, just as his fellow competitor Lauren Roberts has been. Roberts birdied the first, then a string of 6 pars. And only one of several players in contention who you expected to be in contention. Now Lauren Roberts. The contours helping the ball gather to the hole. This was earlier. Anything more than about 6 feet away, I think he would be disappointed. And that's not bad because it's slightly uphill. Roberts not a player who can reach as many par 5s in 2 as a Tiger Woods or an Ernie Els or a Vijay Singh, so has to be adept with the wedge and sand wedge and take advantage when he's in the fairway, has a good angle into the pin, which he did here, and always has been known as a superb putter. He's won 6 times on tour. The last time was in Dallas last year. He beat Steve Pate in a playoff. This would move Roberts to 5 under. 2 behind Vijay Singh. Played well yesterday in the strong wind, bogeyed the 17th, but it was still a good round, 71 in the very strong winds of late in the day. Back to the tee, 550 yards, about a 70-foot rise from tee to green. Huge bunker down the right-hand side. It's about 275 yards to carry that bunker, and Duval slips it about 10 yards past. Now Vijay Singh. Both these players very powerful with the driver. So 2 excellent drives. Can they reach the green in 2? Uphill, slightly blind. If they hit it straight, the ball will be gathered closer to the cup. Vijay by 1.
We are back at the 9th with Tiger looking at the line here and eyeing another birdie. Looking for 32 on this side, and while he surveys, we go to 8.
Vijay's second shot, 265 to the hole, but it's uphill, and it's dangerous if you go to the left. It will leave either a very difficult chip, or maybe you get tangled up in the trees. Now watch the contours. Watch this. The bowl shape has an effect, and now Vijay, the chance for the first eagle of the week at number 8. Superb shot. Up ahead at number 9.
Ken Venturi, let me bring you in here. We kind of all felt that this was coming. A charge, what, 3 groups ahead of Vijay and David Duval, that Tiger would do something that would grab their attention, and this doesn't surprise you at all, does it?
No, it isn't, because he was behind, and he only has one thing in mind. He's not jockeying around for position, Jim. He's coming out to try to win. That's the only thing he has in his mind, and I think one of the biggest putts of the day, even though he's far into par here, was the great par save that he made at number 1.
He drove it wildly left at 1, missed the green far to the right, pitched it up some 8 to 10 feet, hold it for par to start his day. Nope.
That putt is a fooler. You swear it has to go left with the slope of the front of the green and the whole thing, and it's amazing how straight that putt is.
So calculating, so studied in everything about this course. You might recall when he ran away with the tournament, shattered all the records back in '97. Tiger talked about how he had watched old tapes, coverage of Masters past to get to learn the breaks on all the greens. Let's go back to 8.
From 5 yards closer, this was earlier, and David Duval going with an iron, deciding it's not worth the risk. Maybe he didn't have a great lie. That's almost impossible at Augusta National. The course so beautifully manicured, perfect lies all the time. He has laid up with the perfect angle for his pitch shot. If he pulls it a fraction, the slope will kick it back to the right. If he pushes it a little bit, it'll kick to the left. An interesting play when he must have been able to judge by the roars up by the green that Vijay had managed to reach with his metal wood. David Duval usually, well, rather calculating in his aggression, so there was some reason why he laid up. Didn't like the wind, didn't like the lie of the ball, but unusual that his fellow competitor could go for the green. We'll go to the 9th.
Well, quite a disparity on the 2 sides for Tiger this week, and that's really surprising when you look at it. The second 9 over par for the week. Picks up 3 more strokes today. First 9, 33, and we go back to Duval at the 8th.
And you can see beautifully positioned. Little slope from the right, little slope from the left. We saw him play just a superb short pitch shot yesterday towards the end of play at the 14th. They did finish in the middle of the 15th fairway just a few minutes later. He played a fantastic pitch shot. This is a good deal easier. This should be close. Below the hole, a straightforward putt. Much more difficult if he'd been the same distance beyond the cup. So a good shot from Duval. The plans worked so far. Ahead again at number 9.
You can look at the difference this year, the definition with the fairways, the second cut. We had it here last year, but this hole in particular, 9 and 10, the fairways have been narrowed. Kenny, how has that been a factor here this week?
Well, it comes into play, especially when it got a little bit damp. It's dry today, so a little easier.
Oh, get down, jumper. Get down.
Roberts from 148.
Oh. Oh. Got a break, though.
Yeah, not too bad.
Come on back.
It should a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
To 10.
On the tee, Tiger Woods going with a fairway wood. The 10th hole, Camellia, starting the Most exciting 9 holes in major championship golf, and that's well positioned by Tiger. Down at the bottom of the hill. This hole plays almost 90 feet downhill. Let's go to 8.
And the chance for an eagle. There hasn't been one all week. Of course, the wind was strong against yesterday. That is a horrible misjudgment of the line. He knew it was going to be slick, but he just got it started in the wrong direction. About the worst part we've seen. The greens at Augusta are very fast and slopey. They can embarrass a player. To the 9th.
Ernie Els. That birdie at the previous hole was his first since Friday when he birdied the 18th. Ooh. A little unlucky there. Getting no check, though, out of the second cut, thus unable to draw it back and use the slope to his advantage. Still, he'll have another birdie putt. Let's go back for an attempt at the 8th.
Thank you, Jim. And let me clarify that the greens can embarrass a player. Very often there are huge slopes, and a miscue can be exaggerated. But for Vijay to miss that putt by that far, very poor judgment of the line. And a relief for Duval, who knows Vijay is a fighter. Vijay did very well to save that par back at number 7, an awkward spot out of the bunker, and a tricky putt. So hanging in there well, protecting his 7 under. Now Duval to move to 7 under, keep the pressure on Singh. We've already said it a couple of times, but it's very true. A critical par putt was made on the first green. So often a player makes a par putt, struggles to make a par, but a good putt on the first green, and your confidence is there. Never a doubt. Very confident. Confident coming into this week. And his putting today, superb. And we'll have a look again at Vijay. It's downhill, maybe a little bit left to right. He starts the ball. Has to be a foot to the right.
Peter, I think he thought it was going to go right to left, to tell you the truth.
It appears that way, but very, very unusual, because it was fast. It was a little slopey left to right, but not nearly as difficult as many putts we're going to see this afternoon at Augusta National. These players taking a lot of time over these putts, Ken Venturi.
They are taking more than they usually do. I mean, they're preparing for it, but Vijay is really not that slow of a putter. He's not the best putter, but I think he's just trying to gather himself and keep himself in a pace here. But he took a long time at 7 and a very long time for this one too. Here, Peter.
Well, he followed in David Duval for birdies at the par 3 6th now to follow him in again. Whoa, well, that would have been disastrous not to make a birdie after that fantastic second shot. He does make the birdie. He's 8 under. Duval moves to 7 under. And the last 6 players on the course all birdied this 8th hole. Let's go ahead to number 9.
The 9th hole, Carolina Cherry. And this hole sweeps to the left. Tee shot rather blind because it sails over the ridge and actually goes against the shape of the hole. Everything trailing off with the slope to the right. Steep uphill climb, second shot to this green with the placement today just above that front ridge. Here's Loren Roberts. He contended here in '94, nearly won an Open later that year, trying to become, at age 44, the oldest player to win his first major since Jerry Barber back in 1961, won a PGA championship. He's 8 months older than Loren when he pulled that one off.
That tells you something about the break here. Look out, look out.
This! He opened the 9 with a putt with about the same length at the first, not that kind of break, and he closes it with another.
I know you should never think this way when you make a putt, but that putt was picking up speed, Jim, and that thing was going to go well by, but that was dead center.
Duval at 9. And see, everything moves right once it lands in the fairway, so won't have the benefit of any kind of spin control with his second. Vijay made one slight alteration with his equipment at the beginning of the week. Regripped his clubs, stripped them, and added 3 wraps of tape, usually just 1. So the grip's a little thicker. He liked the new feel, and it's showing in his play. There is a message taped to his golf bag, Vijay's golf bag. It's from his young son, Cass, and it says, "Papa, trust your swing." On the green, Ernie. When Ernie came off the 18th green this morning, finishing his 3rd round, he heard some rather fascinating news from back home. First, a look again at the Lauren Roberts hold putt for birdie. Making putts from all over. First hole, maybe 45, 50 feet. And that side hiller at the 9th. Ernie was informed by his manager this morning, Nick Frangas, his father was there too, that a close friend back home won the South African lottery last night worth 13 million rand back home, about $2 million US. His manager got a call about 3 o'clock in the morning here at Augusta and said, "You're not going to believe this news." So it was passed along to Ernie. I was there when he received the news. He was ecstatic, thinking, wow, great day for my friend. Maybe the stars are aligned for me as well.
We're back at the 10th tee. Lauren Roberts getting set to play. The 10th tee only a few steps from the 18th green, but between the 10th tee and the 18th green, 3,500 yards of incredible golf, starting right with this tee shot. Lauren going with the driver. And there you see, +2 on the second 9 for Lauren Roberts.
Oh, no. Come back. Come back.
That is heading well down the right side, and with today's right front hole location, that's going to be a particularly difficult second shot. Earlier, from 158 yards, Tiger Woods setting up a little left, trying to cut the ball in. Brilliant yardage control, just a fraction left of the hole. He'll have that left for his birdie. 10th hole starts a stretch of the 3 most difficult holes on the second 9, 10, 11, 12. Only 4 birdies today by the entire field on those 3 holes. Now Ernie Els. Ernie getting to go with the 3-wood, which is much easier to turn over and get the effects of the slope. And well done. It's a huge difference on the 10th hole the last few years. Players bigger, stronger, able to hit 3-woods down to the bottom. In years past, it was a driver, and that's a much more difficult club to hook around the trees. Back to 9.
Vijay.
Get up.
Look out, look out. Oh, just climbs above the ridge and stays there. 2 feet away for another birdie. That was from 112 yards.
And it's 102 top center.
You know, Jim, this doesn't dogleg until you get way down there, about 267 or 80 yards. So where he's in the second cut, he's got a straight shot at the hole. If you're on the left-hand side of this fairway, you have almost an impossible shot. You have to come over the bunker, and that's where you don't want to be.
Look at Duval. Well, they matched birdies at 6. Matched birdies at the 8th hole. And matching outstanding approaches to the 9th. Singh by 1 over Duval, by 2 over Roberts. Vijay Singh, many of you know, grew up in Fiji. Father was an airline mechanic there. We go back to the 10th hole.
And a very difficult birdie putt for Tiger Woods. If this is dying at the hole, as you might expect, it will be turning hard to the right. This stretch of 10, 11, and 12, if Tiger should not win this tournament, he'll have to look back on this stretch. He is +6 for the week on 10, 11, and 12. It'll be a par 4 at the 10th for Tiger. And let's take a closer look at that putt. I'm not sure it can get any closer without going in. Oh, and there you see the anguish. So close. Back to 9.
Boy, that green has really menaced Tiger this week. He missed short putts at 10 on both Thursday and Friday. Now David Duval. Close range look to once again try to tie the lead, but it would in all likelihood only be momentarily so, because Singh is in so close.
Jim, you know something is that when you get when a fellow you're playing with gets going poorly, it's hard for you to get going really good yourself, but they're playing off each other. They have with birdies at 6, they have birdies with 8. Then you get Vijay Singh knocking it in close at 9, and Duval comes right back and says, I can do that too.
And the thing for Duval, I don't know what this does to the psyche here, Kenny, but every time he's the first one in the hole, matches Singh at the top of the leaderboard, but it doesn't last long. David raised in the Jacksonville, Florida area. His father and paternal grandfather, both golf professionals, educated 2.5 hours away from here in Augusta at Georgia Tech, a school once attended by Masters founder Bob Jones. And this yellow jacket would love to claim a green jacket by day's end and win a first major championship. He's had brushes. 98, he waited in the Jones cabin. It looked as though he would be part of a 3-man playoff with Fred Couples and Mark O'Meara until O'Meara holed a 20, 25-foot putt at the 72nd green. First to the 10th.
Lauren Roberts out of the second cut on the right-hand side from 209 yards. And from that position, that is well done. Hang on. That's okay from there.
Just right on the edge there.
Okay. Back to 9.
Jim, they are really taking some long, hard looks at those putts, aren't they?
Well, this just so ticklish, you know, when you're above the hole here. Talked about the speed with which Roberts' ball entered the hole. You got to be careful here. That's on line all the way. He ties the lead again. And that First nine, 32, matches the lowest score on that side for the week. Just the fourth time anyone shot 32 on that first nine. Tom Lehman, Steve Jones, and Vijay Singh this week. Now for the third time to answer the Duval birdie and take control again of this tournament. Vijay Singh will head to the final nine with a one-shot lead. His third round 70, spectacular in high winds, finishing that round this morning. And he's out in 34 to lead by one. The leaders head to the second nine Sunday at the Masters, and Tiger Woods has made his presence felt, but Singh and Duval undaunted with 32 by Duval, 34 by Singh. Jim Nantz back in the Butler cabin, and it is truly an honor to welcome one of the giants of our industry, Dick Enberg, again to the Masters and to the Butler cabin.
I'm honored and privileged to be here, Jim. What final Sunday this is shaping up to be.
I'm going to head up to the 18th tower, and good luck down here in the Butler cabin.
And we'll go out to the 10th.
And on the tee, David Duval, 3-wood. Both players in this final pairing have parred the hole every day this week. And Duval off to a good start with a well-positioned tee shot. Players stand on the 10th tee and know all about the history of what might unfold the final nine of the Masters. Will it be a 30 to win like Gary Player and Jack Nicklaus? Will it be disasters like have befallen other players? Vijay Singh with the 3-wood.
Beauty.
Both players swinging well, walking confidently. That is huge.
Peter, you were so right when you said about how strong these players are. To be able to hit a 3-metal off this tee and be able to turn it is so much easier than trying to turn that driver.
That's made the biggest difference in this hole, Kenny, in my opinion, is you know, it used to be much more difficult, and the right side came into play so much more so because a driver with 6, 7, 8 degrees aloft was just so much harder to hook. There you get a view of the 10th. Now we're back at the green, Lauren Roberts. This chip will have some 15 to 20 feet of break if he chooses the right line. Anything reasonably direct will run on by. Now he took a line that he thought was wrong and just hit it a little too firmly. He has about 7 or 8 feet left now to save his par. Forward to 11.
And Tiger Woods enters Amen Corner. Augusta National's most famous and revered stretch of holes. Par 4, 455, and Tiger the longest drive of the day. Only 159-yard second shot. Hole cut in its traditional back left pin placement. And Tiger very aggressive, closest of the day. And a good leave below the hole. Yet to birdie the 11th thus far this week, to 10.
Where Ernie Els has this for birdie. His ball came to rest maybe 6 inches beyond the false front that would have rolled back down the hill. Good speed, but Ernie needs to get some things going now on the second nine. He has shot 38, 34, and 37. So kind of mixed results on the second nine here at Augusta National. par 4 at 10 can never be real bad. A little frustrated though as we go over to 11.
Earlier, Davis Love, his second shot. 11 has been the most difficult hole through the first 3 rounds from 183 yards. And that's the common leave. That's Ben Hogan once said, Kenny, if you ever see his ball on the green, he pulled his shot.
That's what Demerit said one time too. He said, if you hit this ball close to the hole where this pin is, either you hit a 20-yard pull or you're crazy.
But they didn't have the length of Tiger Woods. Let's go back to 10.
Where Lauren Roberts is sizing up this birdie putt, and it's a pretty good break for him now. The shades of the pine trees have given way to sunshine between his ball and the hole. As he looks from his ball to the hole, he also gets to look right at that leaderboard. So he should have a good feel for this. A man who had only 81 putts through the first 3 rounds. Nope. Nope, that was a misread. He struck it exactly the way he wanted. And so the errant tee shot will cost Lauren Roberts here at 10. It'll be a bogey 5. And he drops to -5. And let's take a look at Camellia, the 10th hole, 485 yards, starting from an elevated tee. The key, turn your tee shot from right to left. Try to land it about where the tips of the shadows of those trees are on the grass. You'll get a slingshot effect down to the bottom of the bowl. There's the Mackenzie bunker that used to guard the old first green here at Augusta National. Today's hole location, front right. Difficult to get to, but the green is receptive. Now David Duval back in the fairway. He has 173 yards, trying to figure out the wind. David, the only player that I've talked to this week who's come right out, made no bones about it. His goal is to be leading this thing at the end. That's his only goal. No, will that stay? That will funnel all the way back down the hill, and that is going to be a treacherous little pitch shot. That slope is soft. It is wet. Players who have tried the bump and run up the hill have all come up short. Now Vijay Singh, only 139 yards. Beautifully balanced golf swing. Put it in a safe place. He's got it 25 feet beyond the hole. He has done what he set out to do. Put the ball in the fairway, put the ball on the green. Not taking any chances. As David Duval ponders his next shot, let's go forward to 11.
Tiger eyeing a birdie. Not much break, straight up the hill. Oh. The 11th has only recorded 1 birdie thus far in the final round against 9 bogeys. But after 2 brilliant shots, the tee shot and the approach, Tiger will have to settle for par. Earlier, Davis Love, we'll call it 50 feet. And from this range, just trying to get down in 2, and a well-struck putt by Davis Love. And on the tee, Ernie Els. Into the wind today, as it has been all week. Wind not as strong as any of the previous rounds, especially yesterday, and that very long. And now Tiger Woods, the '97 champion, makes his stride to the 12th, along with Davis Love III. And Tiger, all business.
It's a little less than 71, but let's keep it there.
Bobby, in his position, he is 4 under right now. He knows that Vijay Singh is 9.
Less there, obviously it's 3 less with it. 57 there? Yeah.
He has to shoot at the flag.
Get focus and hit it straight.
Well, let's go to 10 while they think about it.
The bump and run, beautifully executed by David Duval. He'll have it just above the hole for his par to 12.
And earlier, Mickelson. This for a rare birdie at 12. And we talked about it earlier, the advantage for a left-hander playing the 12th, the shape of the green. Can be a little more aggressive, and Kenny, you're right, he does need to put himself in a position to have a shot at birdie, but still, don't you think he's got to be a little left of the flag? There's just no room right to miss it.
No, there's none at all. You talked about a left-hander. He can use the green coming in from left to right, where a right-handed player has to come over the thick part of the water. But he has to be a little bit left, but he has to go at the flag being that far behind, where I would see Vijay Singh and Duval, I would have to say they're going to take the fat side of the green.
Yes. Greg Norman, Larry Mize in '87 were able to birdie this par 3 in the final round. Mize, of course, went on to defeat Norman in the playoff.
Be a walk. Come on now. The hole.
And that's an excellent play. A little further left. Kenny, the wind is more cross right now. Let's go to 10.
And a big breaking putt from the left for our leader, Vijay Singh. No, never got it high enough, never got it firmly enough. And a couple of marginal putts from Vijay Singh the last few holes. A couple of brilliant ones as well, so we'll have to see how it unfolds for the second 9. He'll mark and wait, and we'll go to 13.
Carlos Franco for birdie. And he goes to 2 under par. Started at 1 over, 3 under for the day. 13 is like 2 different people from yesterday to today. Let's go to 11.
And Lauren Roberts prepared for his second. That from 205. And Roberts, you recall yesterday, bailed out well right. And again, he'll be faced with a difficult up and down. And that's the difference. Tiger Woods only 159 yards for his second. Roberts 205. And what a difference that is going into 11 green. Back to 10.
For what would be a tremendous up and down for David Duval, but he's still not quite confident that he has visualized what this putt is going to do. And this no time for indecision. His stroke, his execution on putts of this length this week has been immaculate. He's not made them all. The conditions yesterday were horrible as they are good today. No. That was well left, and that's right where that putter was looking. I think he expected that putt to be a little bit slower and take a little bit more of the break. It ended up right behind the hole, but unfortunately it was a good 2.5, 3 feet beyond the hole to 11.
Ernie Els, second longest drive of the day. This from 176. Els taking an aggressive line. And a brilliant shot by Ernie Els. Back to 10.
Well, a little easier putt now for David Duval, just inside the hole on the right. So his first bogey of the week at 10, and he drops to -7. At least momentarily 2 strokes behind Vijay Singh. Now we'll get a look at the confidence that Vijay has in his stroke and in his putter right now. Any tentativeness and this can leak to the right. Oh, well hauled. So the final pairing of the day makes their way to the 11th tee and the start of Amen Corner. Vijay Singh, the leader by 2 at -9. You can see him talking to himself. Earlier we had a chance to ask Vijay about playing Amen Corner.
You just go out there and just play like any other hole, you know, and just get out of there without falling on your face. You're fine, you know. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to try to hit the middle of the fairway and middle of the greens and just get out of there if I can.
He's going to try to get out of there, but boy, it's so difficult. 1997, his best finish in 7 Masters so far. Let's go forward to the 11th green as Vijay makes his way to the 11th tee.
And Lauren Roberts, last year co-authored a book with Scott Simpson and Larry Mize named Focus. Perhaps this the most poignant opportunity in his career to apply that focus. Big right to left swing. A couple different options here. We've seen a lot of players this week going with the putter.
You know, Bobby, it shows you that length is quite an advantage at 10 and 11.
Exactly right, Kenny. And that never got a big hop. That actually took a very soft first bounce. And Roberts looks at Sojak and can't believe it. Back on the tee, our leader, Vijay Singh. His length, 260 to carry the knob. If a player can carry the ball that far, it'll hit the downslope and perhaps give him an extra 20 yards. That ball into the second cut and up ahead at 12. Tiger. 2 pars and a triple at 12 this week for Tiger. But a good leave here. That's the angle. Nope, never got it up high enough. Trails by 5 with 6 to play. Tiger was 10 off the lead through 42 holes of the tournament. Closing the gap, but the leaders, the play has been impressive. Jim Nantz. As David Duval tees off. And that is long and a good angle to 13.
Tom Lehman for birdie here at 13. A little bit left to right. Take your break. You got it. And Lehman goes to 2 under. Started the day even. He has birdied 12 and 13. And let's go back to 11 right now.
And somehow trying to salvage par, Lauren Roberts. And now back-to-back bogeys for Roberts to open the second 9. Sometimes opportunity knocks, but most of the time it sneaks up and then quietly steals away. Huge putt that Roberts made at 9. Another bomb he made on the opening hole. But lack of distance off the tee at 10 and 11. Such a disadvantage. And earlier at 12, Tiger for par. No problem. He's got 2 par 5s remaining. And now Els. Kenny, if he makes this is huge. And there Els has birdied 11.
Don't sell him out. I'll tell you what, with his length.
Only the second birdie of the day registered at the difficult 11th, the most difficult hole. And Els playing quite aggressively, trailing by 5 with 8 holes to play, needed to take that aggressive mode. And let's take a look one more time. Almost straight in. To 13.
Tiger Woods now has to pull all stops, and he will leave nothing on this tee. Watch this. Wow. He doesn't like it. It's got to be going way right. Up in the pine straw. Ooh. We've got a little problem here. One thing, there's not going for any green, and what do we do here next? That's not what he was looking for, not at this time. 13th hole, 485 yards. Only one eagle today. Let's go back to 11, though.
David Duval, Vijay Singh, last pairing. This Duval from 202. And with that distance, Ken, he'll have to play it out to the right. And
took the pictures.
uh-oh. Press had a little jumpy finger with the shutter, but Duval able to concentrate and focus through impact. Obviously irritated, but it didn't bother the shot too much. We wait for Vijay, Ernie Els at the par 3. 163 yards. Els once said there hasn't been a time where he hasn't backed off at the 12th. And a smart play by Els. Ideal leave. Perfect club. And now Vijay. 197. Uh-oh, leaning left. Oh, no.
What a mistake.
Huge mistake, Kenny.
Awful.
He had to eliminate the left side completely on 11 with a 2-shot lead.
Do anything, go anywhere, but not the water.
How many times have we seen it happen? It was Lee Westwood at 11 last year, double bogeyed, dropped him out of contention.
Didn't we just hear from him when he just said, amen corner, go for the middle of the greens and get out of there?
Now Lauren Roberts. He was there to witness. And beautiful tee shot by Roberts. One of the best of the day. Who admitted he had a chill up his spine as he walked down Magnolia Lane this morning. "44 years of age, and as Vijay ponders a real blemish."
You know, Bobby, what's made this hole so difficult, years back when we hit it in the water there, we could drop out to the side. Now they got to go back to the drop area, and he's got one of the most difficult drop areas to go to that I know of.
Good point, Ken. It's a yellow regular water hazard, and the drop box behind the water hazard, and he'll be left with about a 70-yard flop and very little green to work with. Well, the line of entry here is almost a moot point, because the only option is to keep that point between him and the hole, or go to the drop box, and drop box really the only option.
Well, he'll take his time here because it'll take a while, and this hole is going to take a while to play. But I mean, that is just a monumental mistake, Bobby.
If you get the long drive and you're trailing,
I agree with the aggressive play. When you have a shorter drive and you have a 2-shot lead, it's anything but left. And Ken, it almost looked like he was aiming a little left. You have a right to left wind.
He was aiming right at the flag. I mean, he said in his interview there, he said, all I want to do at Amen Corner is hit the middle of the greens and get out of there.
And Vijay plays a left to right fade, but even with that setup, I can't imagine he was aimed far enough right. And now the drop.
In 1960, I hit it in there with a 1 iron. That's how long I had to do it. But I hit it in right just about that same place, and I was able to drop almost up on the green, and I was not more than 30 feet from the hole. But today, when he has to go back, you watch how difficult where this drop area is, what a difficult shot he's going to have.
Well, there are two options. The option is he must keep that point between him and the hole and go back as far as he'd like. Now the key is, can he keep? Is that truly the point where he last crossed the margin of the hazard?
You look at the guy in the chair. He's the guy in the chair. Okay. And the ball is hooking him. I'll take that.
And Vijay pleading his case as to the point that the ball did last cross the margin of the hazard.
He's talking about playing a looping hook that he hit, so it came in from a different angle, so he may be able to drop back.
And now Els for birdie at the par 3 12th. Currently trailing by 4, but this could be a huge swing. That's not high enough. Putt continually fooling the players. More break there than they believe.
In line, right? Okay.
Trying to see, do we put a tee down there or not? I just was trying to look. No, I'm sorry. Come on, go back in there. Yeah. I think so too.
Kenny, if the pin were anything but that position, there would be the only option would be the drop box.
You're absolutely right. So he hit it in there, said that he hooked it, so he gets a place to drop it.
Pick it up.
And if the ball rolls back into the hazard, he redrops. But if the ball remains outside the hazard, he has to play it even if he's standing in it. But again, second drop in the hazard. Now he plays it. Replaces the ball where it last touched. Caddy there to mark.
That's a fortunate break right there. I haven't seen that done in a long time.
No. And so he'll be playing 4 up and down for bogey. Let's go to Tiger at 13.
He's absolutely going to go for it. I can't believe the lie. He is going to just take one swipe at this thing. He must know more than I do. I don't know. Well, anything to the right of that goes in the water. So fortunately, he pulled it. But only with that strength can anybody do that. I don't know of anybody else in the field that would have tried that.
That's the second time this week, Kenny, that he's gone after that extra room on the left-hand side, but that is really flirting with disaster.
See how close he came to that hazard there, Jim? Let's go to 12.
And don't count Roberts out. This for birdie. Off the Els read. It was center cut. Now Els taps in for his par. So the next to last pairing, par 3, is at the 12th, and now, for all intents and purposes, Singh and Duval are about tied. Until that brilliant shot.
Well, you didn't get a chance to look at that drop area, but if you ever get a chance, it's next to impossible where that hole is cut.
And Kenny, that was some kind of touch right there.
He's shown it all day today. He's just patient, and he didn't get upset, put it in there, no slamming clubs. He just walked his way down there and decided to play his way through it.
And that's what's been so impressive to me watching Vijay today, and that's kind of his demeanor. He never gets too high, never gets too down. Stays very even. Don't see a lot of emotion come out of Vijay. And you can see Vijay's final round average in Masters history, almost 75. And now Duval, about 50 feet. Most players under-reading this putt. The actual break is about 9 feet right to left. Good line. Good putt. Duval's whole philosophy has been today's preparation is tomorrow's performance. He spent 7 months eyeing on the Masters, getting in shape, working on his swing, his game. He spends probably 3 times as much practice time on his short game as he does on his long game. There at the TPC in Ponte Vedra, locals oftentimes see him out for hours working out of the bunker, putts, chips, making up shots. Oh, well, it's in. Side door pulled. Vijay Singh somehow makes 5 at the 11th after the costly second shot.
If there's such a thing as a good bogey, you just saw one,
I'll
Bobby.
say. And Duval taps in, mere formality for his 4, and the lead to 1 to 13.
Look how close he came to that hazard. Tiger's 3rd shot, he has birdied it all 3 days. What a great touch he has. What a marvelous touch. But that was only 3 feet from being back in the hazard, but you don't think about that. Now he's got a putt for birdie as we go to 12.
Patron showing so much appreciation for the fine play of Duval and Singh. All morning and afternoon long, we've heard the oohs and ahs reverberating through the Georgia pines as the scoreboard shows the birdies and bogeys. And remember, David Duval here yesterday. Windy, gusty, and you can see right there the last part of the flight of that ball getting hit by the wind. Led to double bogey. And Ken, in this particular situation, trailing by 1, it's over the bunker or even left of the bunker must be the aim.
Just give me 3 and let me walk quietly to the 13th tee.
Wind quiet. Oh, what a beautiful golf shot. Absolutely ideal. Textbook. And you can see actually the wind now just picking up behind the players. That's the first time we've seen this wind all day. Only 2 players have ever hit it in the water here in the final round and gone on to win. Oh, and you might expect that when you see the flag turn directions, and a great break to come back into the bunker. Vijay Singh is most thankful for that one. That's where Olazabal was in the final round and got it up and down last year. Singh by 1, final round of the Masters.
So the second 9 tension tightens here in the 64th Masters tournament. Vijay Singh's lead in jeopardy. David Duval trails by only 1. Ernie Els and Tiger Woods, along with Lauren Roberts, not out of the picture as we go to 12. And Bobby Clampett.
It's a momentous walk. And as we wait for them, let's go to 13.
This has not been an easy one to read. This is deceiving to read the break. There it is. We've seen this. I watched that. No, it doesn't go left. You can sit here, but I have a great advantage. I've seen about 12 or 14 of those putts from up here and do the same thing. You swear it has to go towards the creek, and watch this. Right in there, look at it. And you cannot see, you sit behind there and take all the looks you want, and you cannot believe that ball will break to the right. Let's go to 12.
And the bunker shot for Vijay. And Jim Nance, he's played some beautiful bunker shots so far in the final round.
Well, you had the save over at the 7th hole. And it looks like another one coming here at 12.
Perhaps an underrated part of his game. And Peter Osterhaus in the final round of the 73 Masters. You led going into the final round, and you've got some stories to tell about this 12th. Meanwhile, we'll go to 13.
Lauren Roberts from 235 yards. Center, yes. Well, you take the way you look at the front of that green, you've got 75 feet to work with. If you go right over the top of this pin, you've only got 30 feet to work with. So he took the fat side of the green and played an excellent shot. Ernie Els has only 216 yards, but let's go to 12 first.
And Peter, to finish that thought, your experience here, what was it like for you that year to play the 12th hole in the final round and the final pairing?
Well, it was certainly pretty tense, Bobby. I was glad Tommy Aaron won the tournament in 1973, and he was the oldest player this year. He made the cut at age 63, the oldest player ever to make the cut at the Masters. I played with J.C. Snead in the last round, and J.C. just came off an iron shot, just enough not to make the extra carry to the right-hand pin placement, made a double bogey, and ended up one behind Tommy Aaron.
And Duval for birdie. Good line. Oh, how many times has he done that? What a great putt. Perfect speed. That's the kind of putt you just have to tell yourself, well done, well struck, did everything right, it just didn't go in. So Duval executing to perfection. Vijay Singh scrambling now. But a great save, another great up and down, and somehow after missing 11 and 12, Singh only loses one shot, and the lead still one. And a lot of strategy coming up at the par 5. Let's go to 13.
Ernie Els going for it from 216, but he will not fire at the flag. I guarantee you he'll take the fat side and let the roll take care of it. Oh, just like he planned it. Right out of the blueprint right there, and have an excellent chance to make eagle. We've only had one eagle today, and that's by Colin Montgomery. And he has an excellent chance for eagle as we go to 14.
And Tiger Woods on the tee. 405 yards, dog leg left. Perfect position. Tiger at 4 under, currently 4 behind our leader, Vijay Singh, in the final round of the Masters.
Duval's tee shot off of 13. Going with a 3 metal. As we said, as Peter talked about 10, it's easy to turn it from right to left. And puts it in fine position right there. And the 13th hole, Azalea. Comes off the tee right there, carries over Rays Creek. As you get out towards the corner, Creek comes down the entire left-hand side of the fairway, front of the green, and down the right side of the green. You want to hit it right in that area there, and you can go for it. A large green, it's 38 yards in depth, 4 bunkers, but seldom in play. Vijay Singh now. Leaning.
Be all right. We'll get there.
I guess so. Vijay, very nice. Nicely done there. Vijay has played the hole not very well. One eagle, but a par and a bogey, and Duval has had 2 birdies and 1 par. Now, Lauren Roberts, who was talking about scores, has made 5 on this hole all 3 days. His length has not been advantaged around here. 13 and 15 have not been good to him. But I guess you don't have to be too long when you got a stroke like Lauren Roberts. All right, coming down the hill. This will break a little bit from left to right. Roberts is at 4. This putt could jump him right back into 6. Take a good look at right from here. Oh, just a little more speed, and he makes that. That's all it lacked. Had wonderful line and just lost his speed, but he'll walk away with a first birdie of the week here, and Roberts will go to 5, and we'll go forward to 14.
Tiger from 111 yards away. The wind is with the players today. Pin cut to the right. That is the proper play. Tiger will have a birdie opportunity to 13.
Ernie Els right now, his opportunity to make eagle. He would jump up to 7 under. And just didn't read it right. Slow down. You know, you'd like to make those, but you just can't run at them hard. You have to get the speed, because anything going with any speed at all, you'll put it 5-6 feet by sometimes. But Roberts moves to 5 under, and we should think that Ernie Els with this putt will move to 6 under, and still got Vijay and Duval in their sights. Simple birdie. So 2 behind the leader, but the leaders are in good position to go at the green also. Look at the final round that the champions have done. And Bernhard Langer in 1993 had eagle on the 13th hole. Only 3 players that have won have made par. You got to take advantage of 13 and 15. And Vijay Singh now from 218 yards. Should take the same line that Ernie Els did. A very popular position, and wisely so. Had about the same length putt that Lauren Roberts had. Vijay, as we said, had eagle on the first day, then bogey, par. David Duval, 195.
Get on your line.
Really, he can't afford to fly it at the flag. You only have 30 feet over from the fringe to the flag, so you want to make sure you make birdie, and anything in the creek would be a big mistake.
There's some up there now.
What they're trying to decide is the carry if he goes straight at the flag.
I think it's a solid one of those. I like this stick.
You got a little bit of breeze up here, but it's curved. But the ideal shot, if he wants to get close from a hanging lie, is to cut it from left to right and try to get that slope, but that would be a big gamble. See, now the wind came up out there, and the flag is still on the green. So you really get these swirling winds. See, there's the flag barely moving, and when he got ready to hit, he caught a gust of wind, small gust of wind, but.
It's 96 hole. It's playing 205. If the breeze stays in.
If the breeze stays in, it's playing 205.
To hit it right up in here, that's 200 on top. So it's just about equal to the base of that hill.
A wise choice.
You feel you're going to get better traffic in it? He feels like it's probably more aggressive. Okay. You agree with that? Yes. Yeah, that way you can go and hit them.
What he's going to try to do, I feel, is hit it between Vijay Singh's golf ball and the flagstick. Will not go at that flagstick. It would be too big of a gamble. If you're taking this much time, you better be sure what you're doing and get set. Look out, look out, look out. Wrong move. I knew when he started going at what the yardage was to the hole, he started thinking of going straight. And he walks away with birdie. He's 8 under. He's still only 1 shot back. That's a mental error right there. I mean, you just have to. Vijay didn't fool with it at all, and now lucky to make 5. But look, he's got the hanging lie, and protecting against drawing it off there. He puts the block on it. It didn't have a chance. I mean, it wasn't even close.
I thought I heard him say, Kenny, I have to be more aggressive, but really he's only down 1.
But that's true. But you can be aggressive, but you can't fire at this flag. It has to be towards the center of the green because you only have 30 feet to come at the flag. And if you carry the fringe, you're going to be back in the back of the green. You're going to be 60 feet away. So, you know, there's a shot he'd love to have over, but indecision was probably, I think, what caused it all. Watch his reaction. Oh, no. Watch. That is a head hanger, boy. You really hang your head on that one because you say, how could you do that? Now look at only about 12 to 15 feet of green to work with, and you have to pitch it as we go to 14 first.
Up ahead, Tiger hasn't had a birdie since the 8th. So delicate down the slope. The 14th, so another missed opportunity for Tiger. And he'll remain at 4 under, heading to the par 5 15th.
Well, David Duval will go back to the drop area because even though he'd be much closer to the hole dropping behind there, but he doesn't have any green to work with, but the drop area is well to the left of the fairway there, and he has all this green to work with. So that's the wisest shot. He doesn't have to contend with the water. He'll walk up and take a look at what's up there at the green, but really from the time he got over his second shot and the time he hit the shot, it's just taken a long time. Let's go to 14.
Lauren Roberts from 139 yards away. Oh, beautifully done. Perfectly placed on that plateau on the right side. We go ahead to 15.
And Tiger Woods really has to eagle 15. Just jumps all over that one.
All right, go hang it.
4 left? I don't think so. That one is, he's going to hit some kind of a hook from there. Flag in the front left, that's not good. This is 14.
Ernie Els. 126 yards to the hole. He's 2 back. And that's well done also. And Ernie will have about 12 feet for birdie. And that would get him to 7 under. Back to 13.
David Duval has dropped his ball, and you can see that he has all that green to work with. As I said, being closer to the hole doesn't necessarily make it an easier shot. This is much easier here. But even if he makes 5 here, he'll still feel like he made bogey. And 5 is what he's looking for. And that has not been an easy putt to make. Haven't seen it made from there, only once. So many things can happen at 13 and 15. Of course, 11 and 12 jumps in there too. But if Duval doesn't make his putt and Vijay Singh 2 putts, he's got a nice little cushion. He's got a 3-shot cushion with the last 5 to play.
It looks like hitting on this second 9, the man on the leaderboard hitting the most solid shots is Ernie.
Well, Ernie he just plays so much within himself. He doesn't change his tempo never changes, and he just he's a very, he's got good course management, which you have to have here, especially on the back 9 on Sunday. You got to know when to go for it and when not to go for it, and this was not the time to go for it for David Duval. Because what you did, you saw Lauren Roberts, you saw Ernie Els, you saw where they hit it to the middle of the green. They accepted it. 4, go with 4 and go quietly. We've only seen 1 eagle today, and this is not the best position unless you make a long putt to make eagle.
You think about what he did at 11 and 12. Instead of playing those 2 holes 1 over, he could have been a couple 3 over on that stretch.
Oh, the 5 at 11. Stay up, stay up. But he didn't read it right, but he's got a pretty good tap in for his 4. So he makes that, he moves back to 9. So it could have been disastrous if you look at 11 and 12. My goodness, you're right, Jim. He could have been at least 2 shots worse than that. So he'll leave here at 9 under, but he makes his putt, and then they got to come and get him. It's his tournament to win or lose as we go to 14.
Lauren Roberts trying to get to 6 under. A man who went to qualifying school 6 times. 44-year-old Lauren Roberts at one point in his career was the leading money winner on tour without a victory. Got that win in 1994. Back to 13.
A very important putt for David Duval. And now he'll have that putt for 6. Unless you've been there, you can't imagine what he's thinking right now. He's saying to himself, why? Only having 195 yards to the middle of the green. This is like making double bogey. He'll drop to 6 under in a tie now with Lauren Roberts and Ernie Els. And would he love to have that shot over?
Can you imagine that Duval makes bogey and Tiger makes par at 13, final round?
And think of the yardage that Duval had left. Vijay now for birdie to go back to 9 under. Well, Birdies per round, 1, then 7, and then 4, and today's 4. And I'll tell you right now, he is going to the 14th tee, 9 under par, leading 3 players by 3. Let's go to 14.
And Ernie Els to go to 7 under. Came out early this morning to conclude his 3rd round, went home and played with his 11-month-old daughter, Samantha. And very comfortable. We go over to 15.
And against his nature, Tiger had a layup here. Now the short 3rd shot to the 15th. That one doesn't need to spin too hard. He's okay. Sunday at the Masters, the leaders are homeward bound on the second 9. Vijay Singh with a 3-shot lead.
David Duval, the tee at 14. Said his drive at 14 was the only shot he mishit yesterday. He drove it through the fairway on the right side, ended up at the base of one of those Georgia pines. This was earlier, Vijay. Throwing it around. Finding that second cut. 14 comes back up the slope from Amen corner, dog leg left. Most players will go with 3-wood to try and draw it around the pines. The fairway slopes left to right, so shots can filter down into the second cut. The only hole at Augusta National without a bunker. The danger, of course, is the large green. And with today's difficult hole location cut to the right, there's very little margin for error. 15.
On the tee shot of Lauren Roberts. Oh, right from impact. That's the first crosswalk, and that'll dive over there into the patrons and into the second cut, and Lauren will be laying up. Now Ernie. Now he has all the shots here, and you need a high left to right second shot to get it close to this hole. That one also just a little bit too far left. 18.
This was earlier. Greg Norman for a birdie at the final hole. The round of 70, and after a disastrous 80 day 1, he was 8 under the final 54 holes. Tied for 11th. And this was earlier. Fred Couples for birdie, the 92 champion. He also shot 70, joining Greg at even par. Colin Montgomery today, 69. Sergio Garcia just well, it all disappeared. The magic of the first day, it was starting to slip, in fact, on Friday. After an opening 70, he went 72, 75, 78 for El Nino, and not the way he had hoped to perform in his Masters debut as a professional. Back over to 15.
And on the green, Tiger Woods just doing a little bit of gardening there, repairing a ball mark. He's got this coming just off the fringe, a little up the hill right to left. And he really needs to make it. Having to lay up here, that hurt him. You could see the pain on his face as he walked down towards where he played his 3rd shot from. Multitude of patrons beginning to gather here at the 15th. anticipation of the final group.
He's got a chance. Yes! 4 behind, 3 to play.
Well, that reaction might suggest that he thinks it slipped away. Not quite the excitement there. We'll go back to 14.
Now Vijay from the second cut on the left side. This was a short time ago.
Beauty. Beauty, man.
Oh, and that is a wonderful effort. Vijay spent some time considering his options over there. Now live, and David Duval. Second cut on the right side. Trickles through the green, so a delicate third shot at the par 4 14th coming up for David Duval, who trails Vijay Singh by 3.
Welcome back to the 15th, and look what Ernie Els has got. You can see the flag between the 2 pines there. It's just dripping off the front left-hand side of the green. He needs to hit a high fade to get it close. He's got nothing but a hook. Well, this week at number 15, first double bogey, first round, second round birdie, third round par, and at 500 yards, really a short par 5, but one that always so pivotal.
Come down.
This one's coming in hot. Well, that was a wonderful shot. Just a wonderful shot from there, but really no chance of stopping it on the green. Perhaps he wanted to hit one less, but well, then you take the chance of dumping it in the water in the front. Just the wrong place to be in. To 16.
And Tiger Woods at the par 3. 7 iron, the hole playing today at 180 yards. No wind. And he cooked it a little bit off the back. And we go back to 14.
Final group of the day. David Duval looking at a shot that will break 4 to 5 feet right to left. Father Bobby is a golf professional. David would come home from Georgia Tech to work on his game with his dad in Ponte Vedra, just south of Jacksonville. All for moments like this. Well, I sense that Duval is not pleased. 4 to 5 feet short. In fact, David and his father made history just over a year ago. David winning the Players' Championship while Bobby was winning on the Senior Tour. First father-son combination to win the same weekend. 15.
Lauren Roberts off the downhill side hill line, 98 yards. His ball lying just in a slightly less green patch of fairway, which would mean he's Got a real chance of spinning this one. No room to work with.
You're right. Hook in there a little.
That's a great shot. Great shot. 14.
Vijay. This is for a 4-shot lead. And that really picks up speed about 10 feet from the hole. Vijay Kenny has sailed it past.
Remember, Billy, we were out there this morning, what we talked about that speed on that hole. Once it gets within 5 feet, it picks up speed going downhill, and it's hard to believe how fast that putt is.
Now today, 20 putts for Vijay. Remember the streak he had, 53 straight cuts from the 1995 PGA Championship. That lasted until the 1998 Masters. Tied Tom Kite for the 5th longest streak in history. Vijay Singh so steady. David Duval, meanwhile, has played this hole in 2 under this week. Slightly downhill here. Move from right to left to remain at 6 under. To 16.
And this delicate little shot for Tiger Woods. Lands it right on the ridge. Well done. But he still has 8 feet coming back uphill for his 3. And we go back to 14.
Vijay for par. Just to stay at 9 under. And Singh goes to the 15th with a 3-shot lead on Masters Sunday. And up ahead to the green at the 15th.
And Ernie Els now with this extremely difficult chip shot. Just a great shot to get it on the green from here. Well, if you're going to make an error, make it short. So easy to let it slip by the hole and slip into the water at the front. But he has to make that one. Be interesting to see what Vijay does here. Easily long enough to make it to this green in 2 shots. Will he feel the need? Problem is, of course, the 3rd shot is so difficult as well. Par 5 scoring. The last few Masters champions. Look at Tiger Woods and Nick Faldo there, 97 and 96, 13 under and 12 under. Played the par 5s well here at the Augusta National. This is what Vijay has done this week on the par 5s, -8.
David, he certainly looks relaxed, doesn't he?
Yeah, he always looks relaxed, Kenny. That long, loose swing. It's hard to tell when it starts to happen. Beautiful. Like watching snow fall off a branch. Needs to get it down the right-hand side.
Big at home, big at home.
He's leaning right, means the ball's a little left. Yep. Well, now that'll be interesting. 16.
And Tiger Woods to remain 4 back. And we go back to 15.
David Duval pounds it down the center. Looks like it was fading back a little, and he has the high left to right shot. That's perfect. Up on the green. Huge putt for Ernie Els. Not much break in this one. Pretty much straight up the very slight slope. Oh, yes. That'll make this tiny shelf on the back left of the screen look that little bit smaller for Vijay Singh as he stands on top of the hill. Perfect line, perfect weight. At Augusta, those will usually go in.
I found that works any place, David.
Vijay and Ernie have had many great battles all around the world. Here's another man. And Lauren Roberts, Kenny, has been as animated today as I've ever seen him, I think, on the golf course. Usually so quiet and reserved, and feelings are on his sleeve today. Here's 17.
Tiger Woods, uphill tee shot. Fairway used to be 60 yards wide. It was narrowed for last year's tournament. Now just 30 yards wide at 300 yards, which is usually where Tiger hits it. Well, missing the fairway, not good for a perilous back right pin placement. Back to the 15th green.
And a lightning fast downhill putt. It's not going to come back from there. That putt was inside the hole on the left, maybe. And this is the point where all of these players begin to realize that they're running out of real estate. And he gets it off, not on the line he wanted, and you can see the ball wants to drift to the right. No use. So Vijay now a 2-shot lead over Ernie Els, David Duval, Lauren Roberts, 1 shot further behind. 4 holes to play. David Duval, 215 yards. Starts it way right. Well, it's an excellent shot just to hit this green in 2, but when you're 2 behind with 4 holes to play on Sunday afternoon at the Masters, well, that won't please him. Vijay now 210 yards. He'll think about that. This is 16.
And Ernie Els, who backed off as Duval reached green. 6-iron now for Ernie Els. 2 back, 3 to play. Brilliant. Downhill putt, but probably within 12 feet. Back to 15.
And what does the big man from Fiji do now? He heard the roar. 2 shots of a lead. Can't afford to go long and left here. Certainly can't afford to be short. That's a fantastic shot. That might be the shot of the tournament right there.
Doesn't get any better than that, David.
No,
that is one brilliant shot.
Well, Ernie Els asked the question, and there is the answer right there.
A nice sweeping hook, takes it up there, takes it right out, closes the toe down over the heel, brings it in there. Excellent distance, and watch it. Takes the slope. It doesn't get any better than that, David.
No, Kenny, the margin for error there. If that ball flies another 5 yards, it hits the downslope at the back and could easily go in the water in front of the 16th tee. 10 yards shorter, it's in the water. Just superb.
I guess when you're playing as well as he is, I guess you don't think about those things. We think about those things, though.
He looks loose. He knows that this is one possible disaster averted. The 16th tee.
5-iron for Loren Roberts. And the body language tells you everything you want to know. Catches the ridge, leaves himself a good 40 feet below the hole. Back to 15.
And a tremendous ovation for just a wonderful shot. But how quickly things can change here. It's not over yet. Earlier at 18.
Tom Lehman finishing, looking for birdie.
At center, and Lehman finishes at 3 under par, round of 69. And in 6th place all by himself right now.
17.
This a little while ago, the 17th hole, this very difficult back right pin placement. Only 2 birdies until Mickelson crashed that one in. That ball would have gone maybe 6-7 feet by. Very slippery around the cup. Now Tiger saw the drive up the left-hand side. Last year there was a new tee added. The fairway was narrowed. The tree, Tiger had to play under and around. That was added for this year's tournament. 90 yards short of the green dictated that pitch and run. Very difficult to judge. To the 15th.
Well, it'll be David Duval to putt first. Down the slope, right to left. Really needed to get it a lot closer than this. But who knows? Stranger things have happened. It's a tough putt to leave short, Kenny.
Oh, it's all speed. When you get going downhill, it's like putting down a marble staircase. I know he's still got to be thinking about 13, David.
Has to be. Has to be.
Anything here in a 5-foot range would be fantastic.
Oh boy.
What a touch.
What an effort. Well, a birdie 4. But 13, 14, and 15 didn't really make up any ground. Hanging in there, though. Now 2 shots behind, but probably only for a little while. Vijay now really with a makeable putt. A little bit left, right. He's had plenty of time to look. I like the way he's getting up to it. Not wasting any time. This would be A nail in the coffin. Right on line. Well, I didn't expect him to hit it firm and straight though, Kenny.
No, I didn't expect that to be going too fast when it got near the hole.
Well, he has hit the ball better than anyone else in the field this week. His putting, which can sometimes let him down, has been superb.
I've been very impressed by his short putts, David.
Yes, he's looked very confident all week. And that's sort of a, I don't know, that's a, is that a smile? Earlier at 16.
And a moment ago, David, this was Loren Roberts. And he'll, sadly for the Roberts family, have to settle for a 3. Now, Ernie Els for birdie. It's going to stay right. Well, the younger contingent has fired and fallen back today. And we go to 17.
This was earlier. Just about 90 feet for Tiger Woods. That very difficult second shot ran back down the ledge to the front edge of the green. Very difficult putt. And really not a bad result from that range and as fast as it is around the cup. Now, live. Tiger 4 under, Vijay 10 under. Davis Love playing alongside Tiger, 2 under par. Maybe a closer battle than Davis has had with Tiger in the past, but neither one of them is going to win, so perhaps it's all meaningless. To the 16th.
And the leader, Vijay Singh, 7-iron. Well, he's come up considerably short. Seems remarkably placid, but one can only imagine the emotions churning inside. 37-year-old Vijay Singh in quest of his second major. He's been a professional for 18 of his 37 years. Turned pro, Fiji, joined the PGA Tour in '92. Now David Duval, likewise a 7-iron. That catches the ridge as well. Well, remarkably, Kenny, you think back to Duval's decision-making at 13. It's not often you'd say that a man earned a championship with a bogey and a par, but think of his play at 11 and 12 for Vijay Singh.
Well, the 5 he made at 11, Vern, was just spectacular. And then 12, getting a good break. He was up in the trees where Norman hit it the other year and came back in the bunker, but he played 2 superb bunker shots, one at 7 and the other one at 12. So he's earned the position, but walking behind him is David Duval, and I know he's not going to let 13 get out of his mind for a long time.
One of the magnificent moments in sport. The beauty of the 16th hole and the Sunday stroll of the leader, Vijay Singh. That almost would have amounted to a point counterpoint with Duval on the first 9 here. Duval with a birdie, Singh would answer. Let's go to 17.
Ernie Els. This tee moved just a little bit to the right for this year's tournament, so the line around the Eisenhower pine, that huge tree down the left-hand side, a little easier. And only one of the long hitters can carry up over the slope, get some roll, and have the shortish iron to perhaps attack this pin placement, but so dangerous. The 18th tee.
Tiger.
He blistered that one. Boy, that is long. Those bunkers are not even in play. The ones in the two bunkers are left in the fairway.
17.
Now Lauren Roberts, important for him to hit this one straight. The Eisenhower pine. Well, he might have gone through the branches, and you can see he didn't get it up the slope. He's going to have a very long second shot. Back to the 16th.
And the leaderboard just behind the 16th. And Vijay Singh.
You know, Vern, watching these two men walk up to 16 and watching the spectators, there's no doubt everybody around that watches golf could take a page from here. They're the finest in the world, without a doubt.
Both knowledgeable and appreciative. This will test his nerve. And that's a rather tepid response. He's still going to have to steel himself. David Duval, 3 back. My, how he needs this. So for Duval, a 3. We go to 18.
Wood second.
Only from 90 yards. Hole today cut only 25 feet over the bunker.
16.
David Duval safely in with a par 3. And now Vijay Singh to maintain his 3-stroke margin. The lead is 2 with 2 to play. So play is through the 16th on Sunday in Augusta. The drama is still building. A 2-shot lead for Vijay Singh.
A few moments ago, Ernie Els, look at that pin placement, way back right. Anything long goes straight down a steep slope, leaving a very difficult chip. An excellent shot, a little short of the pin. Only Greg Norman and Sergio Garcia closer than that ball all day. Back on the tee, Vijay, who generally likes to play a fade. This hole sets up very comfortably for a player who moves the ball right to left. just the 2-shot lead now over Duval and Els. Quite important to find the fairway so you can control the second. You don't want to fly out a shot with no spin, going in fast around the cup. Beautiful drive. David Duval already in good position. Duval also favors the fade. Looks as if he played a powerful draw that time. Both players in good position. Up on the green, Loren Roberts had 180 yards to go in his second shot. Ernie Els only 135. Needing a couple of birdies, but how can you attack from 180 to this pin placement? Stop now. Almost putting off the green. Up ahead at 18.
And Tiger for birdie.
No, that's a misread right there. That's kind of a grin saying, oh boy.
Back to 17.
Ernie sizing up this birdie putt. Ernie, before this tournament, had played 6 Masters. He'd made 5 cuts. 5 times he'd been in the top 10, entering the last round, and only once had he managed to finish in the top 10. Tied for 8th in 1994, his first visit to Augusta. But determined to play better in the major tournaments this year, disappointing the last 2 years for Ernie, twice the US Open champion. Pretty good December, January, winning in South Africa, chasing Tiger in Hawaii. Little left to right, it's very fast. So close with the birdie putt back on the 14th green. Very close here. Everything suggests that ball's going to trickle just a fraction to the right. Played beautifully. Had a horrid finish to his first round. It was 3 under par. Double bogey at 15. Bogey at the 17th. Shot 72 and the leading score was 68. I think he felt that could have just caught the left-hand side and moved him to 8 under. And this first putt for Loren Roberts, the boss of the Moss, and just the renowned superb putter. One of the worst putts I think we've ever seen from Loren Roberts, but perhaps trying to be just that little bit extra aggressive. 4th place at 6 under. Birdie, birdie. Would have moved him to 8 under. Who knows what that would have done. Now struggling to stay 6 under. Watch the rhythm and the head still. Beautiful. Just copy that stroke. If you can do that, you're going to be a fantastic putter. Good save for Roberts, but a disappointing par in some ways for Els. To the 18th green.
Well, just when you thought he was charging, he had the close range look at birdie at 9 that failed and would make 1 birdie. That's all on the back. It'll be the second best showing for Tiger at the Masters, 5th. He started 5th and he'll end in 5th today. Back to 17.
Well, it's going to be David Duval first. Just 1 yard further away than Vijay. 138 yards to go. And one of the most difficult hole placements you've ever seen from 138 yards to attack. Just 4 yards of green behind that flag. Plenty of room over the sand. Yesterday's pin placement tucked in right behind the bunker. 2 behind. He'll be lucky if that stays on the green. Most balls from that position have rolled off the green. Loren Roberts did just a couple of minutes ago. In yesterday's wins, that would have rolled off the green.
No, 32. Yeah. Raise the flag. No. Raise the flag.
The ideal spot is realistically 10 or 12 feet short of the pin. That's the safe play. Don't get pin high. Don't risk going over the green.
Jody!
The closest all day. Superb. A lot of encouragement from his Scottish caddy Dave Rennick. An excellent shot after the shaky bogey at the previous hole. The 18th tee.
Ernie Els. Birdie appears to be a must.
There's no doubt about that, Jim. He has to make 3. He can't look at any other number but 3, and he's off to a good start right there.
Traditional Sunday placement here, and let's go down green side to Bill McAtee. Bill.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. With Tiger Woods, and you felt you had put yourself in a position today to win. What are the things that kept that from happening?
Well, I got off to the ideal start. I was turned in 3 under. I was right there in the ball game. Hit 2 beautiful putts on 10 and 11 that just didn't go in. Misread the putt on 13. So if I make those 3 putts, it's a different ball game.
Did you keep an eye on the leaderboard, and did you feel a sense of urgency as you got to the second 9?
Well, I felt if I could just keep going along, give myself a lot of chances, if I could somehow post about 8, maybe even 9, that I'd have a pretty good chance at this tournament. But for some reason, it just wasn't meant to be.
I need to ask you this question, considering how dominant you've been this year, how dominant you were in 1997. How big of a disappointment is it this week?
It was disappointing from the standpoint that obviously I didn't win, but at least I gave myself a chance after the start I had on Thursday to get myself back in this tournament with a chance to win on the back 9 on Sunday. I'm pretty proud of that, the fight. And I don't know, for some reason the golfing gods just weren't looking down upon me the good way this week.
I think you'll have plenty of other chances.
Yeah, all right, thanks.
Tiger Woods. Let's send you out to the play now at the 17th.
Thank you, Bill. David Duval walking all the way around to the back edge of the green to sum up his putt. Duval, who came into the Masters last year with 4 wins under his belt. That had only been done twice in 40 years. Arnold Palmer and Johnny Miller had done it. But this year, still number 2 in the world rankings, although with Tiger's brilliant play so often overlooked. But coming in very confident, knowing that most parts of his game were very close, just needed to pull things together, and we've seen some great putting from Duval. But this one a little further away than he would have liked with that short iron downwind. And I have to just stress the brilliant shot by Vijay. We've seen some shaky long putting from Vijay, that horrid putt at the 8th when he was going for an eagle, then the 10th, and then the last hole, just leaving it too far away. If he'd left a long putt at the 17th green, it's one of the most difficult greens to judge, especially this top part of the green, the raised portion back right. And David Duval, even though he and his caddy Greg Rita would have known that this pin placement was likely to be here for the last round, they would have looked at this from all angles during practice. They would have played practice putts to this hole. They still aren't too sure. Augusta National applied some different practices to this green in the preparation for the tournament. The green, the hardest, the firmest last year. A lot of good shots were bouncing over the green. It was the 3rd hardest hole on the course. And this year, it's held the good shots, and if a shot wasn't under control, it would skip on through. Uphill, just a little bit left to right. It's been a little slower than most players have expected today. That's been a common result. Lauren Roberts smashing it by, being an exception. So Duval not able to apply any extra pressure. And Vijay a chance to move 3 ahead. First of all, the 18th.
and Lauren Roberts.
That was not a very long tee shot. They left him 170 yards.
Oh, well. Yeah, it's coming back, Kenny.
Here we go. Come on. Here we go.
Back to 17.
Vijay didn't get out of his routine, didn't take extra time as Duval had done, but he's run this by further than he would have liked. In fact, he's gone outside Duval's ball. Vijay, he has certainly paid his dues as far as a professional golfer. Turned professional in 1982. Played all over the world, won tournaments in 12 different countries. He's won 7 times in Europe. He won a number of tournaments all around Africa. Joined the tour, the United States tour, in 1993. Well, it was a fairly simple putt. It needed to be, with obviously the heart pounding after the miss at 16. And a little chat with Dave Rennick. Pity I didn't make a birdie, but at least I made a par. 2-shot lead. Brilliant tee to green game. Now Duval to stay within 2. Very important to stay within 2, and the birdie bogey possibility on the 18th. Well done. 3 under for the round today, Duval. Vijay started 3 ahead. 2 under for the round today. Let's go to the 18th.
This was earlier. Ernie Els.
From 126 yards, and very well knows he needs to make birdie. And knocks it past, but hold on. Here we go.
He's giving himself a chance.
You bet. Every time I see a ball come back, I think of Sandy Lau when he hit it out of the bunker and it hung up there and it rolled all the way back and made birdie at the 18th hole to win the Masters. Duval will be first to drive at 18 here. I'm just amazed watching all these players, the talent they have, and one of the years that I played in this. See the second shots, the short irons compared to the irons that all of us used to hit into these 18th holes. He's off to a good start to try to make birdie.
Still has a chance.
Vijay, all he needs is par. Sounds like an easy chore, doesn't it? But it's for the Masters. He's played the whole par, birdie, par.
How about how casually he walked up and made the second putt at 17?
I tell you, that was amazing. He didn't take any time at all, and I mean, that was pressure right there.
Especially after having missed one on the previous hole.
He likes it. He likes it. And well, he should.
He carved it around the corner.
He doesn't know that up ahead, Ernie Els has a chance to make things really interesting if he can hold the birdie. Lauren Roberts, though, in the meantime, looking for a share of second. Boy, he did hole some putts, though, on the first 9.
That putt he made at number 9 was, I mean, that was brilliant.
4th position for Lauren Roberts. Late blooming professional who for 5.5 years was an assistant pro at San Luis Obispo Country Club.
That putt at 9 was only 30 feet from ball to hole, but it was 50 feet the way it took its big break.
When he was back working as an assistant, he just would practice the putting green just outside the shop into the late night hour, and eventually his game again developed very late to be able to perform on this stage with the best. And now Ernie. His first memory, Kenny, of this tournament back in 1978. He was 10 years old. Remembers watching the Masters, watching Gary Player from his homeland win the 3rd green jacket, watching with his father, who's in the gallery here today.
I was talking to his father, his wonderful gentleman, on the practice tee when Ernie was hitting golf balls. As Henry Longhurst would say, there's nothing more to do now than just watch.
Yeah. The shutters clicking in the background.
What does that remind you of? Hubert Green, remember?
1978, right here on this screen.
Why would they take a picture of someone who hasn't stroked the ball yet? That's uncalled for. That's a shame. That's a shame.
You have to understand the game.
Well, evidently he didn't. So he has to regroup himself now, go through the same routine, and just like it's the first time up there.
Good stroke. Oh. Didn't come as much as he thought.
What a shame. And now it's down to 1 for another.
And a look with a little discuss for a moment. Direction of that distraction. Mentioned earlier, his driver back home. A good friend won the lottery last night back home in South Africa. He received word this morning.
That's how close it came. He just thought, I think when he got halfway, he thought he made it. He really did.
No sweepstakes, it appears, for Ernie here. And the green jacket, we've said for years since we first saw him, come out in '92 on American soil, that he seemed a perfect candidate for a green jacket.
He would make a great Masters champion. Vijay would like to have it just about where Lauren Roberts had, between just a little right of the hole. Just a little right of the hole. He'll take it right there. Here we go.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
back, and it's going to be just where Lauren Roberts was. Right, you could put a spot on it almost.
That's all he had to do.
That's all he wanted to do. You don't want to miss this green left. It's impossible to get up and down in 2. And he knows now that he can 2-putt from there, and 2 putts, no matter what David Duval does, he wins the green jacket.
See if you can make him work a little harder for it.
Well, he'll be firing it up.
Man.
He drove, he had 123 yards, but he drove into a divot. Ball was in a divot.
Guarantee there's a divot there now.
Yes, sir.
Well, the walk of a champion. We can talk about what he did at 11-12, but what he did yesterday in high winds here is what really won him this golf tournament.
I tell you what, you don't know how difficult. In all the years I've been at 13, I have never seen 13 playing so difficult. When you tried to pitch the ball, you couldn't get the ball close. It was impossible. And he shot 2 under par there, and I'll tell you what, The course in the afternoon was 3 to 4 shots harder than it was in the morning.
Now Duval is way back in the fairway. You talk about a shot that you have a hard time spinning. You do have a backstop, Kenny, but there was only one thing on Duval's mind this week, and that was to win it.
They got a bad break driving into a divot, but look at right now. Ernie Els is in at 7 under. Duval is 7. Lauren Roberts is in at 6. So now to protect a tie for second with Ernie, could fall into a tie for third with Lauren Roberts. But he's got to be a little bit long here and get that backstop, so have it come back down. Or he might play one of those brilliant pitches he did at 14 yesterday.
Oh, what a shot. Oh.
That's about as good as you could do right there. He didn't have any room to work with over that bunker. From the front, it's only 25 feet from the fringe of the green.
Standing ovation for him. He revealed Friday night, told us that the Masters had been on his mind for 6 months. Every move he made, every practice ball, every weight he had lifted, his diet, everything had been gearing up to be in shape, to be ready for this event.
Well, he was ready, Jimmy. There's no doubt about it. And again, you look at the swing with Ernie Els coming in and missing putts at 17, 18. And then Vijay had 11 and 12, and David Duval at 13. You know, it's such a fine line between winning and not winning.
He's going to go ahead and finish. And Vijay then will have the stage alone. The story that going to be told by so many in the days ahead about Vijay Singh is still so remarkable to me to realize that a young man can come from a island nation, a nation comprised of some 1,000 islands out in the Pacific, can bring it all the way to this point, to this level, golf's highest.
All now to stay tied for second, and no way.
Oh boy.
And he's got about 2.5 feet left for his 5. That will drop him back with Lauren Roberts.
Tied for third.
The last 6 holes were not kind to him.
And Ernie Els, Vijay's partner, and all the foursome and 4-ball competitions at the most recent President's Cup, will finish second. So the odyssey for Vijay continues from Fiji to Malaysia to Borneo to England to Ponte Vedra, where he lives now, to Augusta. Go out in style.
Yes. If you're going to do it right. That's brilliant. There is no doubt, Jim, he played the best golf of the week. And the best golfer this week won the tournament.
It's a small world, Kenny. It really is. All you have to do is look at Vijay Singh. From Fiji to Georgia, Vijay has conquered all, and he's won a second major, a first green jacket. His son, Cass, who had taped that message to his bag, "Papa, trust your swing." His wife, Ardina, and you won't find a greater family effort in golf than these three. If you want to find Vijay, his wife, and his only child on a Saturday night, just go to the range at any tour stop. They're there taking notes for him, instructing him, giving him little reminders. And he had never had success here. Putting had always troubled him here. You know, this is a man who's gone to the long putter, to the left hand low and everything.
But Ardina told him, come into this week with a different mindset. Believe in yourself. Think that you can make the putts.
Let's take one more look at that putt. What a way to go out. Look at this. Dead center.
Some said he never would win here. Couldn't putt the greens at Augusta well enough to win. He trusted his swing on orders from his son. He trusted the confidence instilled in him by his wife. What a performance. Vijay Singh is the 2000 Masters champion. Hugs going all around. Dave Rinnick, what a wonderful caddy he is. That's a 4th major for Rinnick and the 2nd Masters. He was here when Olaf Abel won his first back in '94. And Kenny, let's walk through the scores here. Singh, then Els 2nd. Duval shares 3rd with Roberts.
That's quite a first page you're looking at right there, Jim.
Tiger Woods 137 over the weekend would be the lowest.
Look at those names. You think that's not some class acts up there?
10 players in all in red figures. Hal Sutton's best ever Masters showing. Of course, the top 16 here is so key. Top 16 finishers and ties receive a return invitation to next year's Masters. 3-time champion Nick Faldo had held steady until 75 today, but showed some good signs on the week.
Disappointment for Sergio Garcia.
David Gossett, the United States amateur champion, 20-year-old sophomore from the University of Texas, the only amateur to make the cut here. 57 players in all got to experience the weekend, but no one will savor the experience more than Fijian Vijay Singh.
So the calm after the storm at the 64th Masters. And next year, the April trip down Magnolia Lane for Vijay Singh will be as the Masters champion. In his 7th visit to Augusta National, never better than 17th, he survived the challenges of the game's best, a demanding golf course, and some weather surprises to join the game's elite. He'll join the rich tradition that honors its own, allowing us to reach back and touch golf's immortals. Augusta National was again dressed in brilliant colors this week, groomed impeccably, standing elegantly, though winds ruffled her leafy coiffure. Without fail, champions are not forgotten here, and so they annually return to rekindle hope, signify importance, and locate their deserved place in history. And sadly, many greats leave Augusta without that cherished green jacket. They'll be cheered to try again to fill their biographical void. And so too will ambitious youth run to reach this coveted prize. Bobby Jones, the legendary master architect, prized and protected his amateur status, and his Masters continues to monitor that pure spirit. Jones championed precision in manner and performance, and Saturday's eye-opening weather served as his messenger of challenge, seeking those who could acknowledge receipt to sign on the line to be precise. The weather's unfriendly hand delivered a multi-layered chill and responses of muffled warmth. Even great effort brought little comfort. Its fickle force repelled the world's best, reducing immortals to a weary wink, and the promising new to wondering how. The challenge was the chase, not to fall back, but to reserve a place for the next day. And all the while, those who had played early were smiling as they punctuated their successful pursuit. Each contender attempting to shield the blindness of what remained undone. And the sun of this Sunday leaned on the imperturbable Singh. He used a 3-stroke lead at the start and steadily warded off all challengers. His love of golf labor, relentless at practice, producing a callous, tough effort and royal reward. The 37-year-old native of Fiji was taught the game by a father with long-range vision. More than ever, Vijay means victory. Victory today at the Masters.
Well, he punched the air triumphantly, and another squeeze and embrace that will never be forgotten. From here to halfway around the world to Fiji. And let's again talk about the top 16 finishers here and ties. The number, in fact, would extend to 17, all those back to +1, receiving the invitation to next year's Masters. Lauren Roberts, of course, included on that list after a fine 69 today. Carlos Franco will be back. Jim Furyk played so well. And Masters rookie Dennis Paulson, who was the first-round leader here, will be back again next year after finishing at +1. Just a quiet, still, beautiful day for the final round of the Masters. It's time now for the Green Jacket presentation.
Good evening. I'm Hootie Johnson, chairman of Augusta National Golf Club, and we sure hope you enjoyed the Masters tournament. First, I want to thank our television viewers from all across America and around the world in 175 countries for their loyal support of the Masters tournament, and we are very grateful. I'm here in the historic Butler cabin with my good friend Jim Nance, and in just a few moments we'll be joined by our 2000 champion Vijay Singh. And with him will be last year's champion Jose Maria Olazabal, who will present him with his green jacket. Also with them will be David Gossett, our low amateur for this year. And Jim, I believe I hear them coming in now. Come in, David.
Mr. Johnson.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.
Vijay, happy for you.
Thank you.
That's wonderful.
Hello.
Jose Maria.
Jim.
Jose.
How are you doing?
Good to see you.
Well, I know Jim's got some questions for you fellows, so why don't we sit down a minute?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Hootie. Well, David, first off, the amateur is such a rich part of the tradition and heritage of this tournament. And for you to be here to continue that great Longhorn tradition of Crenshaw and Kite and Leonard, what was this week like for you?
It was a wonderful week, and I'm so proud that my family was here with me. We had an enjoyable time. I stayed in the crow's nest all week. It's fun to be a part of the tradition of the Texas Longhorns, and playing with Jack Nicklaus today was something I'll always remember.
What did you learn from playing with Jack?
Well, that we didn't play like we wanted, that's for sure, this weekend, but I was just pleased to be here this weekend, and just a great competitor he is.
Well, Vijay, congratulations first off.
Thank you.
Your second major championship, but your first green jacket. We talked this morning about how, as a young man growing up over in Fiji, you would wait for the tape to come in to be able to look at the Masters. You didn't get it live, get a chance to see it back then live. To be here, to be about to wear the green jacket, what's that like for you?
I don't know. I mean, I got to wait and see how it goes.
But how long have you dreamed about this?
You know, I've always wanted to play here. First time I came was '94, and it was just a dream come true for me. But then winning it is, I can't believe it. I mean, it's unbelievable, and it hasn't sunk in yet. I think it's going to take some time, and I'm going to enjoy this with my family.
Was there a point today where you realized you were going to win the tournament?
I guess after I made that putt on 18.
Not until then.
Well, I was so focused on what I was doing. I think the key was when I hit that second shot on 18. You know, I didn't want to make a bogey, and you know, the only way I was going to lose that was if David made a birdie and I made a bogey. So once I hit the green, I knew I could two-putt from down there. So that was when I was really confident of my putting stroke right there.
I want to talk to you about something that's most special to you. That's Team Singh. Hardina told you, come here this week with a new approach, a new mindset about putting, because others had said you couldn't win here, you don't putt well enough here. And your little boy, Cass, with a message on your bag, Papa, trust your swing. What did they mean to you this week?
Oh, they meant a lot, you know, especially my wife, my little one. I mean, we talked about it, and my wife woke up this morning and said, I couldn't sleep at all. I said, oh, really? I said, yeah, I woke up a few times at night, but, you know, they mean a lot to me. They've been with me, my wife especially, with me forever. And she caddied for me a long time ago, and every golf tournament I played, she's been with me. So I'm just happy to have them here with me.
Well, now you're going to find out what it feels like, because it's time for the green jacket. Hootie?
Jose Maria, we have one to fit Vijay.
I think
good.
so.
Let's try it on.
Congratulations, Vijay.
Thank you.
Well done.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
I hope it's my size.
Oh, it will be.
You see? Does that feel all right?
Oh, it feels great.
looks good on you.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
We're
Thanks
mighty
a lot.
proud of you as an individual and as a golfer.